In the tedium of the joinery that is this workbench that's taking me forever, I keep breaking chisel handles. This one was maple. I like to make my own because the handles that came with my chisels, well, suck. I've tried roughing them up with sandpaper, the swift whack of a mallet into soft wood, but I still can't trust the chisel won't fall off the handle and sever a toe, or worse, hit the concrete. The other day, I was driving and saw what I thought was a large fallen walnut tree on the side of the road. Being that I usually have a chainsaw in the back of the truck, I took it upon myself to presume I was within the state's right-of-way, and I would be doing them a favor to lop off a bowl blankish-sized piece. Well, once I cut into it, I discerned that it was most definitely not walnut. I didn't know what it was. So I did what most turners would do and threw it on the lathe. Now, I'm not an expert turner, but I have turned 16 successful bowls out of various fruit woods, beech, white oak, hard stuff. But this stuff was miserable to turn. My tools would dull within a few seconds of turning, then just start bouncing off of it. I have no idea how long this tree had been down, but my moisture meter read about 20%. To me, that's like half green. Red? Anyway, I didn't have time to play let's see how long it takes to hollow out the bowl, so it was going to turn into chisel handles. After making my smaller blank, I marked the center with diagonals from corner to corner. Then I mounted it on the lathe between centers. I gave my roughing gouge a quick touch-up at the grinder, then I roughed out a cylinder. When I started shaping the handle, my gouges were causing a ton of vibration, which I hadn't experienced with past handles, so I'm giving credit to the density of the wood. I wanted to incorporate a copper ferrule to the handle, so I cut a piece of 3/4 inch tube and use some digital calipers to take the handle down to the correct diameter. After unveiling the characteristics, color, and the grain of the wood, along with its bark and scouring the internet, I decided I was dealing with American Persimmon. Really hard stuff. I used some CA glue and slipped the ferrule over the end of the chisel with a bit of persuasion. I flushed up the end at the sander, then took off any sharp edges. I gave the copper some texture, then applied a coat of my tool finish. It's an equal part mixture of boiled linseed oil, mineral spirits, and spar urethane. The taper that goes into the socket of the chisel was a bit fat, so I whittled it down a little with my knife. Super snug fit now. Hopefully this handle will last me a little bit longer and I can actually get some more work done on the bench, but if it breaks, I'll just make another one. Because that's what I do. Thanks for watching, guys.